The course is aimed at anyone who has an interest or cares about the fact that they've got information that needs to last longer than any particular computer system or any particular piece of software is going to last. At the moment, that tends to mean that if you need to keep something for longer than 3 to 5 years, DPTP and digital preservation in general is going to be a concern of yours. The longer the period that you need to keep that information, the more this is of concern to you. So it's a relevance not just to archivists, librarians and other information professionals, but to people from an IT background, to people who are trying to use information that's been created in the past, and to people who are creating information that they care about surviving into the future.
Digital preservation is an issue for everyone, whether you're whether you're an individual. I mean, you know, we all create digital data and live in a digital way. So, you know, it's an individual problem. It's a small institution. It's for large institutions. It's for national bodies, you know, it's got to be addressed in a cooperative, collaborative way and in a big way.
I work for an archive and I'm the digital records officer, so we're an archaeological archive and we deal with all of the records generated by excavations, etc. And there's so much of that material that's generated and needs to be looked after, so it's critical to what we do.
I mean, it is such a potentially big issue that the temptation is just to kind of bury your head or to try to pass on the problem to someone else. But it's something that we must address, and there are now some tools and some approaches that we can take to addressing it.
We offer the course openly as a 3-day course. We've also done it in the past and are willing in the future to offer in-house courses, typically that are tailored to the needs of a specific institution. We have a lot more material available than we can use in the course of 3 days. So that allows us to mix and match to some extent to suit the needs of a particular institution. We've worked, for instance, in the past with the National Libraries and the National Archives of Scotland, and we're looking forward to working with other institutions in the UK in the near future.
It's definitely been really useful. It's been really, really good from the point of view of assessing where we're at and feeling good about what we have achieved, but recognising there's still lots of things we need to improve on. So it's been good from that point of view, and also making connections with other people, because often working in this area can be quite isolating.
It has been looking at the kind of the strategic issues that I need to address. And it's been pointing to, you know, practical tools and bits of technology that I need to explore. It's been useful, very useful in terms of networking and finding others within the group, within the teaching team, who I could usefully talk to some more beyond this course.
The key things we want them to take away are really a sense of being equipped to think critically about how to make the things happen in their organisation in relation to digital preservation that need to happen. In 3 days, we can't teach people in depth how to use a particular software tool, how to deal with a specific technical problem. What we can equip them to do is to understand where are the resources available that are going to help you evaluate that. How can you make the sort of communications that need to happen within your organisation? For instance, bringing together people like the archivists and librarians with IT people, with those responsible for information management and governance in the organisation, and how can you turn what are often small individual projects that have a very limited life into something that becomes part of the normal day-to-day working of the organisation. And also to take away the message that it's not always something that you need to solve within the boundaries of your organisation. Often many of these things are best solved collectively through collaboration, through sharing. In the future, well, one of the key things I expect is that we're going to continue the culture of collaboration we've had both in setting out the course in the first place, which involved collaboration between colleagues in the US at Cornell and the DPC, JISC and ourselves. Since then, the course has also been established in Australia, partly through one of our original collaborators, Maggie Jones, moving back there for professional reasons. So we've now got pretty much the same curriculum being delivered on 3 different continents, and we make sure that we keep in touch, that we exchange the information that we're all developing in different ways. We're looking forward also certainly to further collaboration with the DPC and to developing the training to suit the needs of other particular special interest groups. Things like scientific data researchers. There's an initiative at the moment called the UK Research Data Service, very, very interested in establishing the sort of skills that scientific data curators need, and we're also aware, for instance, of a need now coming from the museums world, increasingly having to deal with digital artefacts and digital information. And I think they feel they've got some catching up to do with libraries and archives, and we're looking forward to being able to work with them.
We had a really interesting funding development. We got £10,000 from the British Council and the British Institute for the Study of Iraq to bring over 2 Iraqis from the National Library of Iraq in Baghdad. This highlighted the need for remote access to learning objects and developing the course in relation to e-learning, so people from all over the world could access the course. So we're looking, the next phase will be exploring funding for this element in the course.